Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
After a wild and caution-free race at Auto Club Speedway last week, we are set for race 2 of the West Coast Spring and race number 4 of season number 5 of the JBL Cup Series. We head to the desert of Phoenix, Arizona for race number 4 on the season, and we have to see who can win the duel in the desert. It is the SeatGeek 500k at Phoenix Raceway. What's up, everyone? It's your boy NR2003, aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome back for season number 5 of the JBL Cup Series, race number 4, and the second race of the West Coast Swing. Last week, we had a caution-free but an amazing race out at Auto Club Speedway, which saw Brandon Beal somehow steal it late and get his first win of season number 5. And it's going to be interesting what happens here today with the first short track of the season, and have to see what the short track lanes will play into effect here today. And I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by the team owner of Live Fast Motorsports, Elijah Gordon, up here in the booth.
What up?
So first short track race of the season, of course we've done Daytona, which has speedway visits without the restrict plate, and then we did Daytona, and then Homestead and Auto Club, all three are speedways. First short track race of the season. What do you think we will see with this tricky, flat, 1 mile, odd-shaped racetrack here in Phoenix?
There's a plethora of things I think we're going to see here for today's race. Obviously, the sun's out, so the track temperature is going to be up, so all these guys are going to be slip sliding around the racetrack. And not only on top of that, especially throughout this race and on this start and the restarts that we may potentially see, we're going to see a lot of drivers utilize this dog leg right here on the front straightaway heading over into turn number 1. And I would also expect and would not be surprised if a lot of drivers sent it into turn number 1 about 3, 4, and I say 5 wide, because we've seen it before on this Phoenix Raceway. It's very possible, but all in all, I think we're going to see a lot of drivers slip sliding around, utilizing the dog leg, and just buying their time, or just trying to get as many spots as possible to pick up some really good points.
Yeah, without a doubt, gotta use that dog leg and gotta use the multi-glues M1 and 2. It's really the inside lane, but there's maybe 2 or 3 different ways to make the inside lane work, and we have to see if the outside lane comes into a factor. Because we kind of saw that a little bit in the 12th race yesterday, where they would run the outside in 1 and 2, get some momentum down back stretch, and then do a dive bomb in turn 3 and 4. So there's a lot of options in 1 and 2, but not that many in 3 and 4. It's going to be very interesting what ends up happening. We're on the version of Phoenix Raceway and have to see what transpires here today. Here's the points after race number 3. The hottest rookie of the season so far is Trey Barlow, and he is on top of the point standings with a 5-point advantage over last week's winner, Brandon Beal. In second, Logan Williams is in third, 7 points behind. Anna Miller is in fourth, 12 points behind. Joe Wachowski is in fifth, 14 points behind. Sixth is Justin Vidal, 17 points behind. Seventh is the defending champion of Dale Campbell, 16 points behind. 18 points behind. Excuse me. Eighth is William Block, 21 points behind. 9th is Ace Garcia, 22 points behind, and 10th is Wyatt Walker, 23 points behind. Still very, very early on here in season number 5. And let's go ahead and get these drivers rolling off here, as it will be Bradley Ream and Ace Garcia on the front row, with Kyle Susswine and Travis Griffin in row 2. Logan Williams and Brandon Beal in row number 3. Josh Williamson and the number 20 of Skylar Taylor. And then right at the top 10 will be Juan Garcia and Jordan Stout in the number 21. Make sure everyone is rolling off, and looks like that is the case here. And here we go, Elijah. A brand new version of Phoenix Raceway. We've used the 2011 version in the past. Brand new version. Tyler's going to be a factor here, about a second or so of fall off. 1 pit stop, 40 laps-ish on fuel. What do you think will transpire here in 70 laps, and who do you think will win here in the desert?
Chaos. Simple as that. We're going to see a bunch of chaos here at Phoenix. And as far as who I think might win, I'd say probably have to come somewhere from maybe around mid-pack. Maybe give or take somebody around the mid-pack. I don't know. But just outside the top 10 is probably somewhere who I might see. I mean, it's going to be a mystery. One way to find out.
Here we go, Bradley Room Ace Garcia, and we are going flag racing with a SeatGeek 500k. We are going flag racing at Phoenix Raceway. Crazy start 3 wide, as Local Williams is going to try to take second away from Kyler Sussrod. Williams still in the point standings, but it will be Bradley Weemling that number 1 here at Phoenix Raceway for the SeatGeek 500k. Just going to say this right now, apologize for any lag or any weird polygon spikes. This BBMC track is not to my liking. 3 wide, almost wrecking right there with Juan Garcia into putting a Beetle. Chaotic start as Crampton out of nowhere is up to second. He had a bad fast top 5 car at Oracle last week and all the way up to second.
And so far, what we're looking at now is all these drivers, they're starting to get single file. They're getting 3 wide, a little bit towards the middle of the pack. But I'd expect these drivers to kind of start to string out a little bit more. But you can see right here, this is all a product of just the slick track conditions. Everybody getting a little bit wide through 1 and 2 and starting to get a little bit loose. I'd say more so sliding through the corners, I'd say, for the first and second corners. But as this race goes on, we're going to see these drivers start to get a little bit more singled out, and it's going to get a little bit harder to gain track position as this race goes on until we have pit stops.
Yeah, without doubt, this trap probably going to be very important, this trap position. And it's going to be very... Oh, no, there they go already.
Yeah, there they go.
Jordan Stout, Sid Messi, Ryan Duwani, Zachary Fitzgerald involved. Oh, nowhere to go for 34 of John Anderson. He's going to be done for the day. And was kind of suspecting that we might say a early caution. And the way that they were racing 4 wide in the back, it was only a matter of time. And unfortunate there for Jordan Stout and some others. And I would imagine no one's going to pit. Oh, I stand corrected.
Wow. We have a few takers. With 3 cars coming on pit road, 4, 5, 6 in the background there. I see that. I think that's the 12. The 12 back there. I think that's Savantali.
This is interesting.
So it looks like the strategies are going to be split early in the going here for some yellow flag pit stops. I mean, I think I just saw maybe about 6, maybe 7 cars come to pit road. Everybody stayed out. So this is going to put drivers like Travis Crampton and Alex Savantali and all these others, for instance, as you see there, looks like it's probably just a splash and go. And this is just a rule right here about Crampton having to stop right at the light. That is the rule. Until that light turns green, then he can rejoin. Same for, looks like that's the 51.
Yep, the 51.
51 of William Brock, if I'm correct.
And there's the 12 of St. Vitali, all destroyed.
Oh, wow.
No hood, no back bumper. The 3 with no front end. The 48 with no front end, and that's unfortunate. A lot of these guys that pitted were with damage, but draws like really blocked. And Travis Crampton, they came down with a splash, and the way that things would look out is about 40 laps on the field. They might be able to pit around that 45 or so because of them doing a quick splash and go. Early caution here at Phoenix, and let's go ahead and get a replay of what brought out the first caution of the day here in the desert. Well, here we go, first caution of the day here at Phoenix Raceway, and we kind of saw this coming. 4 wide start, and this track is known for crazy starts and restarts. And off of turn number 2, Jordan Stout in a 4 wide position, runs into the 48. A little bit off of turn number 2, and unfortunately that's going to spin the 21 around as the 48 is going to get pinched. The 3 of Eric Monaco is going to have some damage, and he's going to hit the inside wall a little bit. And then the number 51, no, not the 51, the number 10 of Fallington gonna be okay. And then who's that? That's the 6 of Hernandez with some damage. Fitzy turns to 14 of Duwani. And then Ronald Kennedy just goes for a simple spin. John Anderson already has some damage on the 34, but then the slime 14 and absolutely nowhere to go. He could have went to the inside, but didn't, and a big hit to the rear end. And that's unfortunately going to end the day for the 34 of John Andrews. And it's been a rough start to the season ever since he won the Power Clash at Daytona. It's not been a good start to the regular season for this number 34, and it's going to be another tough one here at Phoenix.
Well, we see drivers shooting it really, really wide through two. That's something that we're going to be seeing all race long, and you see right there, 21-48 getting together. It just causes a huge stack up on the back straightaway amongst a handful of cars, and that's just such a tough break for a lot of these drivers. A lot of them came into this race with high hopes, trying to get a good finish, maybe win. Oh man, that was really close there between the 19 and the 34, but yeah, that's definitely a tough break for a lot of these guys. Had pretty good cars, hoping to come in and win and try to get some good points heading into the next race, and unfortunately, a lot of those dreams, right, at least for the time being, have come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, a tough way to start this one here. Of course, a lot of cars came down pit road with damage, but might have to watch out for Travis Crampton and William Blatt with some Splash and Go strategy. Have to see how that shakes out. But it will be the number 22 of Bradley Weems back to the restart. And let's get back to the restart here at Phoenix Raceway for the SeatGeek 500k. Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway after a early caution here at Phoenix for the SeatGeek 500k. We will go back green with a lot of laps to go on lap number 9 at the line, lap 9 at 78. And it will be Bradley Weem, Logan Williams, Kyler Sestrai, Ace Garcia, and Josh Ramson, both Spire cars inside the top 5. Ron Garcia, Derek Hamill, Dylan Matthews, Brandon Beal, last week's winner, and Andrew Miller lining up the top 10. And there's a couple cars in the background with some heavy damage, like the 3, the 12, the 48 as well, and the 14, all with some pieces off. So that's going to be interesting. Just apologize again. We might deal with some lag issues in turn 1, but it is what it is. It's the BBMC Phoenix. But anyway, back green, and it will be Bradley Weem with a pretty good jump on the Williams, and have to see what happens on this restart.
You see the 2 there. That's looks like Juan Garcia down to the inside. It looks like he's going to try to take that 4th position away, but you did see that 7 of Ace Garcia. He did go a little bit wide through 1 and 2. I mean, that's the byproduct of just the very slick track conditions and the very high track temperatures as well. So that's what we're going to be seeing. But you see Garcia, Juan Garcia is able to take over that 4th position, and now Spire Motorsports cars are fighting it out for 5th.
Yeah, I will say it's about 83 degrees. It's a warm day here at Phoenix here on and that slippery track conditions is playing into effect. Here comes last week's winner, Brandon Beal, inside the top 7 here, trying to take that 7th position from 47 of Dale Hamill, and Beal's going to take it. And right now it's 4-1-2 with Bradley Weem and Logan Williams. Logan Williams 3rd in the point standings, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s I should say, to kick off the season, and trying to get a 3rd here today. And Logan Williams looking like a early favorite for this championship. I mentioned that Trey Butler was the point entering this one, and he has not gone to a good start in 22nd mid-pat for the 41 of Trey Butler. And I have to wait and see of how things unfold as, oh boy, here we go.
Oh, that's close. He did that at the very start of the race on lap number 1 and almost turned the other guy in front of him, but this number 17, Logan Williams, is extremely aggressive early in the going. Goes to the inside of Brandon Beal. Looks like he's going to get the lead right at the line.
Yeah, Logan Williams, of course, he was strong at All Club. Could have won that race. He was strong at Homestead as well. Logan Williams looking like a very fast driver early on for RFK and Will Parrish. And to the lead he goes. Team Penske with a moment right there with Juan Garcia and Bradley Ream. Of course, Team Penske won with Wally's ability to the 500 only driver. And they got 2 cars inside the top 5. Of course, the 3rd car is destroyed in the number 12. Bradley Ream might have something on Kyle Suss right here for 2nd. And it's going to be interesting of how things work out. It's about 4 laps on fuel. Everyone else, besides William Block and Travis Crampton especially, they will probably pit on lap like 45, 47. These guys might pit around like 40 to 42 for everyone else. It's a one-stopper easily, so not too much of a problem there. Here comes Josh Williamson to the inside of Juan Garcia. Williamson had a up and down start, but a solid start. Of course, Ace Garcia is 9th in the point standings, and Josh Williamson is 11th in points. So, pretty solid stuff for Spy Motorsports, and both cars are running really strong. Now, this could be interesting on how these tires work out. It's about a second half of tire fall off, but it takes 20-25 laps for the fall off to really take into effect, and we are seeing these guys make a lot of passes early on. Both spotter cars are going to get past Juan Garcia, and here comes Dale Campbell in the 47 as well. And a lot of passes are being made all over the racetrack here at Phoenix. And how about a slide job right here from Ace Garcia?
That's something we're going to see a lot of, is a bunch of slide jobs, especially through 1 and 2. But as this race goes on, I mean, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's another thing that we're going to be seeing. There's a lot, is especially somebody like the number 22, Bradley Ream, get really wide through 3 and 4. That, and then he just lost another position, maybe another. I think he might lose. Well, he might lose a couple more spots here if he ends up doing it again. But that's definitely something that these drivers are gonna be struggling with. But as of right now, everybody's sort of just calmed down. They're all single file, at least for the most part, and getting a little bit more racy as this day goes on. But it should be pretty interesting.
I mean, no, someone just blew up in the back as Josh Ransom Downs was 2nd. Who is that? Who just blew up? I think it might have been the 10. It might have been the 10.
And yellow's out too.
Trey Ball, the point leader.
Oh
Destroyed.
no. Oh, they had a crash on the exit of the dog leg.
Okay, PP was is a little bit far behind. And it was the 10. Oh my goodness, you know, Stu Haas had a great week at Auto Club, and they're having a terrible week here at Phoenix.
And here comes everybody else onto pit road, so I wouldn't be too surprised if Crampton and Brock stayed out, but I, at the same time, wouldn't be too surprised if they didn't stay out and came in. It looks like William Brock is staying out. I see Crampton in the background. He is coming in with everybody else, and it looks like they're probably going to change tires here. Since there was a little bit of tire fall off, I wouldn't be surprised if these drivers either took maybe left side tires, maybe right sides. They might go try 4 tires, but at this juncture of the race, especially a little bit early in the going, closing in on that halfway point in another 20-ish or so laps, I'd say go ahead and take 4 tires ahead of time, so that way you don't have to come in and on that one round of green flag stops and then have to do it all again. Well, actually, you might have to, but still, nonetheless, it's better to get it done and out of the way so you don't have to worry about it a little bit later on.
4 tires looks like that's the way that these guys are going to go. And now, with this caution, almost everyone pitting, besides William Block in the 51, it should be about lap 60 of when we will see green flag pit stops. So that could get interesting here at Phoenix. And let's go ahead and go and see if what happened to, I believe, the number 10 of Donnie Fallington, who blew up, and then something happened with his teammate of Trey Bell, the point leader, destroyed here at Phoenix. Here we go in 3 and 4 on following along with the number 10 and Donnie Fallington. Unfortunately, right at the line, boom, goes up in smoke. I thought I saw a red and black car in the background blow up, and unfortunately Trey Barlow in the number 41, the point leader, was already running the dog leg and absolutely nowhere to go but into the back end of his own teammate. And that's not it for Stu Haas Racing. The 10 involved, the 41 involved. But watch for this blue 14. Can't see a single thing because of the smoke. and nowhere to go but into the 10 of Donnie Fallington. A tough crash here for Stellaris Racing. The 10 all the way blew up, and then the 41, who had no damage, is now destroyed, and the 14 is involved in the second crash of the day. And a tough day for Stellaris, and that's just how it crumbles sometimes, and Stellaris is going to have one bullet left and bring a beer for the rest of this one.
So just heading through 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, excuse me. I'm used to the other version of Phoenix. You can see here, Donnie Fallington minding his own business. He just blows a motor, and this day could not get any worse for Stewart-Haas Racing. 3 out of their 4 cars piling up just at the exit of the dogleg between Ryan Durrani, Donnie Fallington, and points leader Trey Bartow. Definitely, this is not what he wanted at all. He's going to take a big hit in the point standings. And this is also something that just Stewart-Haas Racing altogether as an organization did not see. That is a nightmare for a team owner. Just come to fruition. And they have one bullet left in the chamber here in Brandon Buell. And they are definitely going to have to start depending on him for a really good finish in order to make up for this.
Yeah, tough boy for Trey Bartow, Donnie Fallington, and Ryan Durrani. Bartow, he was the point leader and had a great start to the season. And unfortunately not going to have a good one here today. Everyone came down pit road, but the number 51 of William Block. Have to see how this one shakes out with William Block on 20 plus lap bow tires here at Phoenix. And let's get to the restart with Block as the race leader in the SeatGeek 500k. Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway, I should say. We will go back going on lap number 23 and 78. Still a long way to go here in the SeatGeek 500k. The duel in the desert. And second on back pitted with fresh tires and should be good to go until around lap 60-ish if this stays green. But William Block stayed out. He pitted under the first caution. And I don't know what the strategy is. He's going to be on 20 plus lap bow tires. Probably going to spin the tires here. And this could be a sketchy restart for this race lead. William Block out front. Logan Williams, Josh Williamson, Bradley Ream, Juan Garcia, Dale Campbell, Kyle Susswright, Joe Witkowski inside the top 10. The 20 of Dylan Matthews, I believe. No, that's Skylar Taylor, and then Ace Garcia will round out the top 10. Back green for the restart on lap 23. Block with a decent jump at the time being, but had to see what happens here in the lap or two.
Well, since he was on 20 lap old tires, I honestly thought William Block was going to spin him on the restart and back everybody up. But he got a decent amount of start to hold his own, but I don't think he's going to be up there for much longer because it looks like that 77 machine of Josh Williamson is definitely on the charge. I thought he was going to take the lead away going through 1 and 2. It looks like Brock is holding on for now.
Oh, maybe not for much longer. One thing I was going to say before we had that second caution of the day was that Josh Williamson has the second fastest lap. So Williamson has a fast car now. Well, I think it was the third fastest lap, and now Logan Williams, who looked to be the fastest car early on, is getting held up by William Block. He's going to get to the inside, but lose some positions. Kyle Susswright is going to get stuck behind his 51. And now this is going to be really interesting and a very questionable call from the 51 of William Block. As back to the race lead, Williamson out front. Juan Garcia. Of course, yesterday in the Truck Series race, he won here at Phoenix and got his 10th career race victory on the channel. He's trying to do the weekend sweep, or the week sweep, I guess I can say, since this is the middle of the week, but trying to get his 11th win on the channel. First guy to have double digits, and he's trying to get 11 here today, and trying to chase down on Josh Williamson in first, and Juan Garcia in second.
Yeah, you see there, first and second are starting to check out, at least for the time being. I'm pretty sure third, fourth, and fifth are going to run them down, and then you get back to about the 24, the 47, the 20. They're all 3 wide here coming off of 4. Look at the 20, just use the dog leg to his advantage here. And we've already got some more battles. Looks like that's the 43, Joe Witkowski getting by Bradley Ream. That's for third. Looks like is going to easily take it unless if Ream has anything to say about it. I don't believe that's going to be the case here going through 3 and 4, but we're starting to see some tires. I mean, I know these guys already got some fresh tires on these cars, on their race cars, but I'm not too surprised to see the fall off kind of starting a little early. Some of them are giving it all that they've got, and that probably is the thing that's probably wearing their tires out just a little bit faster and wearing out the grip a little bit more. So these drivers, some of them are going to start sliding around and start losing more positions, kind of like what we saw with William Brock on those 20 lap old tires. So I mean, it not as bad though but I wouldn't be too surprised either way.
Joe Wachowski, the Phoenix winner, Ace Garcia trying to do a slide job on the Homestead winner, not the Phoenix winner. He might be the Phoenix winner today. He has a pretty fast 43 machine once again. Wachowski is 5th in points entering today, and he's in the 4th position as things stand. And I know the Wings are still pretty early on in the season, but might be seeing a couple of strong guys early on this season, like Wachowski, like Logan Williams, maybe Josh Williamson, and some others early on here in race number 4. And same goes with Brandon Beal. I said last week, Beal wants 5 wins this season. That's the high goal. He only has 1 win this season inside the top 10 as of now. And how about Noah Clifton? The comes and goes are happening early on. We didn't really see Trackhouse a lot last week at All Club, I believe, but we saw both of them up front until they got involved in a crash at Homestead. So great to see Clifton up towards the front. Single file for the first 8 or 9 spots. Williamson's trying to pull away from the field. Ace Garcia trying to catch up to Juan Garcia. The battle of the Garcias here at Phoenix for the 2nd place position.
And as far as Brandon Beal's case, wanting 5 wins, I mean, yeah, that is a pretty high goal to say the least. So far, he's got 1 of 5 in the bank, but as far as his case, he's just got to put all those performances together. He's got to nail the pit strategies right. He's got to be qualifying good. I mean, and just make sure his cards are played correctly here. If he wants to get 5, maybe more wins, but that's a tall order to say the least. But so far, as far as this race is concerned, he's performing pretty decently. He's staying out of trouble. He's keeping the car in one piece right now. So, I mean, who knows? If he can play his cards right today, he might get win number 2.
Who knows? Have to wait and see if Beal can go back-to-back on the West Coast wing. One driver I would like to mention is Travis Crampton. He did a early strategy early on, and that caution helped this 45 because when he came back down pit road, didn't have to take as much fuel, possibly, and up to inside the top 15, and both 2311 cars looking strong early on. Beal to the inside of Skylar Taylor as the 21 almost got spun out by the 6 back there off of turn number 2. Matthew Hubert gonna get to the inside of the 31, and that's something that we will have to watch out for. Is eventually what will these guys do to try to get some positions. We always saw it happen once before with some bump and ones, as Wachowski's gonna take the 3rd spot away, and Logan Williams is gonna follow through. Ace Garcia might lose 2 positions here, and so far Juan Garcia cannot catch up to the 77 as Williamson has almost a 1-second advantage here at Phoenix.
Looks like Garcia picked up 3 100s, but that's not really too much of a difference there to close the gap. But as far as Josh Williamson, he's just on his own zip code right now. Just over 3/4 of a second. He's on cruise control. Looks like we're almost halfway through this run before we have to make that round of green flag stops, should it actually stay green up until that point, lap 60. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna continue to play out. We're seeing some good racing, especially between the 22 and the 7, and up front here, Wachowski gonna try to take second away from Juan Garcia as they hit the back straightaway.
So far it's been Ford, Chevy, Ford, through 3 races, and Chevy trying to get their 2nd win out of the season and start a little bit of a pattern, and it's looking pretty good for Chevy. There's 3 Chevys and 3 Fords inside the top 6, and Wachowski, the Homestead runner, trying to get to the inside, but he is to the inside, gonna wash up the racetrack, go side by side with Juan Garcia for 2nd. I think Wachowski might have a pretty good call get amount of Noah at Phoenix, and if Rakowski can get past this number 2, might have to watch out for that 77, and might have to watch out for both of the 43 and 77, because look at the 17, Logan Williams back up inside the top 3.
And remember, Logan Williams, especially the last 2 times that he's been up here towards the front of the field, at the drop of the green flag, he almost turned somebody coming off of turn number 2, and then later on, and that's in a little bit later on in this race, he almost turned he moved the 22 a little bit out of the way through 1 and 2 to try to get the race lead away. But this 17, although he is fast, he is pretty aggressive at the same time driving. Logan Williams is a driver on a mission right now, so we're driving basically he's like his rent is due at this point. Look at this, going into turn number 3, he's got a good run, but he doesn't have the run there on that bottom line. Looks like he had to check up a little bit. It's either that or Rakowski got a better launch off the corner there, and Rakowski's gonna retain the 2nd position.
Gonna quickly check on this 51 of William Blott. He's still staying out, not pitted yet, but he's definitely towards the back part of the field. Fitzgerald having a tough day, got involved in that early lap 5, lap 6 crash, and it is a 1 second advantage for that 77 of Josh Williamson, and then everybody else, the 43, 17, 22, 7, 2, 99, 24, all really close to each other. Williams goes wide. That might allow Bradley Ream to get to the inside here off of turn number 2. That was a little bit tight. Fantastic stuff, and now these guys are finally settling into 2 early cautions, but halfway through roughly from the green flag pit stops in about 20 laps. This is where these guys might have to save their stuff a little bit. We've not had this long of a green flag one. The longest we've gone was about 20 laps, so now they can figure out how the car will do on the long one and see who could have a long run car to get up towards the front. Set up some good trap position before pit stops, and then go for this race win. One car that we might have to watch out for might be this 99 of Noah Clifton, slowly moving his way up inside the top 10 and 7th at the moment for this Trackhouse Racing number 99.
He might have himself a pretty good long run car, to say the least. I mean, this is actually, I think this is the first time we're starting to see him inside of the top 10. So far, he's picking them off one by one. I'd definitely say if we go green the rest of the way, I'd say watch out for that 99 machine. He has definitely come to life.
Oh yeah, without doubt. And you know who else has came to life? That's the 43 and 17. They are starting to close in on Josh Williamson, and now this could be interesting. Damaged lap traffic. There's Ryan, the number 14, with some damage. How is this going to affect Josh Williamson here? He's going to try to do a massive dive bomb in 3 and 4. He's not going to get there.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, looks like what happened there, he set up the dive bomb, but just probably broke a little bit early going into 3, and now he's going to manage to get by the number 14 of Durrani. But look at what it did to that lead. It just shrunk it down to almost 3/4 of a second. But as you see there, this is exactly... Well...
Oh boy.
Okay, so they're going to get by this 14. That looks like they're going to do a slightly better job than what Williamson did there through 1 and 2. But you saw there, Williams and also the 43 of Rakowski, they almost went side by side heading down the back straightaway. That would have been one of the things that Williamson would have absolutely loved to see, because look at that. That lead just grew back to 1.13 seconds at the last time that they crossed the start-finish line. So now that they've gotten that lap traffic out of the way, with still more to come in, I'm curious to see how this is going to really affect Williamson's lead.
There's the 5 coming off pit road. That's BB Rez. I don't know why he came down pit road. He was one lap down, so tough day for the number 5 right there. Andy Miller, he's also 1 lap down. I think what might have happened a couple of times is that this is kind of a tricky pit road, and sometimes they can miss the pit stall, so that might have been the case. Battle for 3rd. Spire has a fast car here today with both of the cars, with more or less a fast setup, because now Ace Garcia He's been in the top 5, top 7 all day. Gonna do another slide shot kinda on Logan Williams, and it's gonna be Spotted Motorsports 1-2 as William Block is finally gonna pit here on that 49. He's gonna be good to go to make it all the way, but he's gonna pit about 10 laps sooner than everyone else will.
I mean, he gave it all that he could, but you know, he's just gonna have to bring it down pit road. And yes, he will be good to go the rest of the way. But looking at this number 17, I have a feeling he's probably used up all of his stuff right now. So at this particular rate, what I feel like he should do instead of fighting this number 7 for the 3rd position is just get into a rhythm, slow it down a little bit, take your time. You don't have to be in a rush to get back up towards the front of the field, and just wait for these pit stops to come back around and get those 4 fresh Goodyears and take it all the way to the checkered flag.
And here's something that we might have to keep an eye out for. It's this number 5 of Wes. He is 2 laps down, but he has fresh tires, and he's moving his way up through these top 7. Logan Williams still trying to get past his number 7, but tire was definitely affecting these guys. And the longer that Williams and Garcia bow, that will allow Joe Wachowski to pull away, and Wachowski is slowly closing in on Josh Williamson, and the number 7 as, oh boy, Williams is not going to be happy with a 5. This 5 just moved the 17 being 2 laps down. Yeah,
it looks like Baby Ruiz right now is driving like his rent is due. He just literally moved 17 out of the way, bulldozed his way around the 7. He's going to chase down Joe Rakowski. He might bulldoze him going through 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ruiz, he is good on fuel, I think, so he can just drive his car like he stole it. I don't think he's gonna have a shot to win, but he is not gonna have to pit again, so might have to watch out for when pit stops happen and watch out for his 5, because he's 2 laps down. Now he's gonna catch up to the 7-7, obviously, gonna get 1 of his laps back. This is something else. How about this 31 of Jordan Edwards? I just saw him back there inside the top 10 in the 8th. Great one for the 31 of Carl Racing. He's not had a great start of the season, unlike Amanda Miller. Jordan Edwards is 21st in the standings, so definitely a great one for the 31, and was trying to get to the inside of Josh Williamson. This might help Wachowski, and this is interesting here at Phoenix.
Seeing the lap traffic come back out on the racetrack, that's Ryan Durrani, the 14. He's also got some 4 fresh Goodyears. So, I mean, even though he has a lot of damage on his car, I mean, those fresh tires are probably going to pay him a little bit of dividends, but not enough to keep the 77 behind him. Now, as far as the 5 of Ruiz is trying everything possible to try to get by the 77 to get 1 of his laps back. Just at least 1 lap back. That's all he wants.
Oh boy.
And he's going to literally force the issue.
Wow.
Look at that.
I don't think the 77 is going to be too happy about that one. Here's the thing about Ruiz. Now, he's racing against the 16 of Andrew Miller. I don't know where Andrew Miller is at on the racetrack, but he's racing with Andrew Miller. Andrew Miller's in 3 and 4, and Ruiz is in turn 1 and 2. So he's racing with him to try to be in that wave round position. And now these lap cars are paying a massive problem to Josh Williamson here. His lead has gone from 8/10 to almost nothing. I saw Fitzgerald was down on pit road, but he might just be saying screw it and try something when it's not been a good day for that Sunday D4 Mustang. I think the fuel window is about to open up here at Phoenix in a couple of laps for green flag pit stops, with 21 laps to go at Phoenix.
And again, I wouldn't be surprised if these drivers came back down, and as they were topping off on fuel, getting 1 more set of Goodyear fresh Goodyear tires. So, I mean, as we saw Baby Ruiz and just driving like the rent was due on that number 5 machine, and just driving it like he stole it, trying to get 1 of his laps back. So I think that should be a message to everybody else when they're coming down pit road. Get 4 fresh Goodyears, top off on that fuel, you're good to go the rest of the way. So should be interesting to see how this finish plays out.
It's definitely going to be interesting. A couple of quick cautions early on. We've done this entire green flag 1 under green. And now, these guys have to talk about pit stops. When do they want to pit? Do they want to do the undercut or the overcut to try to get past the 70% of Josh Williamson? Oh my goodness, he was a 51 of William Block. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now he is on fresh tires. There's a 48 of Messi on pit road. I believe he pitted under that second caution, and we are on lap 60 now, so the floodgates should open up very soon here at Phoenix for the first and only green flag pit stops of the day. And we are going to have to wait and see how this all unfolds. Rukowski's not. Oh my goodness.
My goodness. Forced the 43 up wide through the corners. William Brock just absolutely using those tires, putting them into good use. He'll get one of his laps back. Or will he get back on the lead lap? Is that to get back on the lead lap? Looks like it might be.
I think he was 2 laps down for the 51.
Actually, that could be the case. So he did get one of his laps back. Here we go.
He's going to see lap 62. Going to do the undercut, trying to maybe overpass his teammate. And who knows, Spy Motorsports has been fast all day. We could see a 1-2 finish here today for Spy Motorsports. Bring up Beals on pit road. And April. The number 9, that is Matthew Burnett on pit road, Eli Bright, Owen Miles, Ron Kennington all pitting on lap 62. Williamson's going to stay out, and here comes
Rukowski and Williams.
Here we go, round number 2, and a bunch of cars pitting this time by.
Looks like 23 of Matthew Hubert. I think that's the 21. Up in that picture as well, Jordan Stout. But there's a lot of cars now, a little bit more than what we saw in that first group come on down to pit road. So looks like we're gonna see a little bit more here. Maybe we're gonna see the next third of this group come on down to pit. You see Williamson coming in, Juan Garcia. Looks like the 24 machine of Kyler Sustry coming in.
Hamill is still staying out. I think everyone else has came down now, but Hamill trying to do the overcut, and he is still out there at number 47.
That's going to be pretty interesting to see how long he can keep that thing out on the racetrack before he actually does have to surrender the lead and bring it down to pit road to get his stops done. So that way he'd be good to go the rest of the way. So we're closing in on 10 laps to go, so we'll have to see how long he can actually keep that 47 out there.
Ooh, I don't know if this is going to work out. Williamson took 2 tires. I think I saw the 43 of Rukowski when he pitted, took 4 tires.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be... with the way that things are turning out right here, Williamson's going to get out on the track. Hamill's going to bring it down to pit road. That didn't last long. But as far as Rukowski taking 4 tires and where Williamson is on the racetrack right now, how far away he is from the number 43, it's going to be borderline. See if he's going to make it all the way to the finish on just those 2 tires, those 2 fresh Goodyear tires versus 4. It's going to be interesting to see how long it's going to take until that 43 runs down the 77.
There's the 43 Rukowski. He's going to be in second. He's going to see in third. Hamill also taking 2 tires. He's going to be in fourth. Logan Williams in fifth. I'm not sure about everyone else, but I think the first 2 groups of cars took 4 tires, and then the group that Josh Williamson came in, plus Taylor Hamill, they I think took 2 tires. It's going to be a 3-second advantage for Josh Williamson trying to hang on and get this race victory with 2 old tires. Meanwhile, Rukowski is moving with 4 freshies. And that might be the case with Ace Garcia as well. And maybe Logan Williams as well. So I don't know how well this is going to work out, as Hernandez might have had a bad pit stall. And, oh boy.
8 tenths just got gained there between Rukowski and Williamson. So I am thinking Josh Williamson, once Rukowski runs him down, Williamson's in trouble. At this point, 2 tires may have been the thing to kind of get you out there ahead of everybody else, but it's definitely not going to pay you dividends on the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a white call if this was a little bit shorter of a last one. How about Belo up into the top 5? Great one for him. He was second in the point standings, and with Barlow having his issues today, he's probably going to be the point leader, as Witkowski and 4 flushies has cut it down from 2.9 to 1.5. Witkowski might be able to get my number 2 in 4 races here. I don't know what the 77 was doing. He could have won, I think, if he took 4 tires. But Witkowski is closing in a heartbeat, but it's one thing to catch up to someone, it's another thing to pass them, especially on the short track like Phoenix Raceway.
Oh yes, absolutely. I could absolutely agree. Another 7/10 just got cut down there. Witkowski is just absolutely chopping at the tree of Josh Williamson. See, and look at that right there. It looks like there's more ground that just got gained. A half a second just got gained there for Joe Witkowski. We're going to have to deal with the 48 at least one more time. But remember, the 48 is also on 4 fresh tires. So that's what's keeping him out there as far out as he is. And Witkowski's essentially right there. He's just going to try everything he can. He went wide through 3 and 4. That's not going to help him much. That's going to help Josh Williamson out just a little bit. Closing in on 5 to go. We're almost to that point. We're at 6 to go, or 7 to go. Sorry. But as these two are going to be fighting it out, all that's going to do is that's going to open the door for the 7, and it looks like Witkowski's wasting no time.
Witkowski cannot waste any time, because even though the 7 might be on 2 tires, I'm pretty sure Ace Garcia, the 7, the second spotter car, is on 4 flushies. So even though the 7 is slow, watch out for the 7. Witkowski to the lead, trying to get a second win in 4 races to kick off season number 5. This one, he was not like at Homestead. He was inside the top 5, top 7 all day. Witkowski here today kind of popped up late in the second half of this one and trying to steal it. As looks like I don't know what Williamson's trying to do. I think he's trying to let his teammate Ace Garcia go on by, but that's not really working out that well for Spire. And I would like to mention that this is Caleb Rose's team. In Alex's series is Appalachian Racing, however, and Caleb Rose's team is known to do some questionable pit road strategy, and that might have been a questionable pit road strategy right there. 2 tires versus 4, and it might be Joe Witkowski's day to steal it from Spire Motorsports here at Phoenix. 4 laps to go in the SeatGeek 500k.
You might as well just put Joe Witkowski's name on the trophy already. He is just, he's gone. He is gone. He's just got by the 14 like it was nobody's business. Second, it looks like it might be a 1.5 seconds advantage between Witkowski and Ace Garcia here, coming across the line for 3 to go. Yeah, just give the trophy to Joe Witkowski already. He's already won the dang thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the strategy was from the 77. I think it's still going to be a decent one for the 77, because I think he might still get a top 5, depending on what Noah Clifton does. And I don't know, we might have a battle for second here between Logan Williams and Ace Garcia. And at the end of the day, the top 4, top 5 are the best cars all day long. Williams was really strong, Ace Garcia was strong, Josh Brimson was strong all day, and then all of a sudden late popped up this 43 of Joe Witkowski side by side for a bunch of lap traffic. This might slow down the 43 a little bit, but he has a pretty decent side lead. As off of turn number 4, final lap in the air, white flag for Joe Witkowski.
He's caught up to the 48 and the 12. Even though it's a 1.81 second difference, it might get cut down a little bit, but definitely time has already run out. I think that the name has already gone on to the trophy here for Joe Witkowski. Here he comes through 3 and 4.
Joe Witkowski won for the last lap pass at Homestead. He's going to be lead more than 1 lap here today. Witkowski will win the SeatGeek 500k at Phoenix Raceway. Second win on the season, second top 5 on the season, and his 43 team for Legacy Motor Club might be one of the strongest teams early on in season number 5. What a job well done from the 43 machine. Popped up late and gets the job done. Wow. Ace Garcia in second, Logan Williams in third, Brian Beal in fourth. Josh Williamson still gonna get fifth with that strategy call of doing 2 tires, so not too bad. Still a top 5 finish, but could have been a race victory if 4 tires instead of 2. Clifton, Weem, Taylor, Edwards, and Abel the top 10. Hooper, Stout, great one for Stout with nice comeback. We saw him early on that 5-lap 6 get spun out on the first caution of the day and gets 12th. Matthews in 13th. Miles Lopez the top 15. Burnett, Walker, Hamill. Yeah, that strategy did not work out. 2 tires is not the way to go, as I think that might be why a lot of these cars are in the 15 through 25th position. Because Hamill, he took 2 tires and fell all the way back to 18th. Crampton in 19th. Juan Garcia, he was top 5 all day long, but fell back to 20th, probably with that 2-tire strategy. Juan Kennington, was nice comeback for the 5 machine. Had some pit road problems, was the lap or 2 down, gets a 22nd place one. Tough day for Front Row Motorsports. Seidel, we never really saw him in 23rd. Sestry, Block in 25th. Eli Blight in 26th. Not a great season for Eli Blight so far. A up and down season for that 42 team, unlike the 43, who has won a bunch of the season. Fitzy with that one. Monaco in 28th. And the Messi 1 lap down. Sam Vitale 1 lap down. And Miller 1 lap down. Ronnie Duwani and Hernandez 4 laps down. And then a tough day for Stu Haas besides Beal. Fallington, he put it up and then had some kind of damage. And then Barlow and John Andrews. So tough day for those 3 drivers. And what a race here at Phoenix. And some strategy calls late. And Joe Witkowski gets the race victory. Those are final thoughts here at Phoenix for race number 4.
This race pretty much had everything that you would have expected here for a Phoenix race. Had a couple cautions, had some great racing, so lots of drivers went really wide through 1 and 2 because of the track conditions that we were dealing with here today. But by the end of it all, we had some comers and goers, and one of the guys who definitely came to play was the number 43 of Joe Rutkowski. Basically driving around everybody like it's nobody's business. He got by Josh Williamson there with those 4 fresh tires and absolutely did not look back. Despite lap traffic kind of slowing him down a little bit, it proved to have absolutely no effect whatsoever. Rutkowski winning it by 1.8 seconds over Ace Garcia. Definitely a very, very strong performance for Joe Rutkowski and a very great race, to say the least.
Yeah, without a doubt, a fantastic race. It's going to be interesting of how the points will shake out, because Beal, Williams, and Rutkowski, 3 out of the top 5 in points, all got top 5s today. So it might be tight for the point standings between those 3. And next week, we will end the West Coast swing at Willow Springs International. We go workhorse racing for the first time this season. And of course, we've been to Willow Springs and Twice and Amstel Go West. Now finally it's time for the Cup Series turn, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Next week it will be Twice and Cup at Willow Springs, and then 1 week after that will be the 100th points race for the JBL Cup Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Today was the 98th. Next week's 99 and then 100. So it's gonna be at Sign, and then after Atlanta is where we can really start thinking about probably who could be early season championship contenders. Thanks for Elijah for joining me up here in the booth here at Phoenix Raceway, and until next week at Willow Springs International for the first workhorse race of the season. Here are the points, rookie of the year points, and Owens standings after race number 4 of the season. Congratulations to Joe Witkowski on the race victory, and we will see you guys next week at Willow Springs for some workhorse racing. Bye!
Have a good one.